So in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, a lot of people tend to forget to ask the most important question of all, and that is, who is the Phantom Menace? Now, I've asked people many times when they've watched this film is, have you figured out who the Phantom Menace is? After all, this is what the movie's called, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, right? It is actually Darth Sidious, aka Palpatine at that time, before he became the Emperor of the Galactic Empire. Now, a lot of people have been so focused on Anakin Skywalker because, he's going to become the big bad that we all know to this day as Darth Vader, but people tend to forget that there's another player in this game, and that is Darth Sidious, aka Palpatine, at that time during Episode 1. And during this time, he's just a lowly senator who has no power, but he is also a Sith Lord. This film goes to show just how far back Darth Sidious has been plotting and planning his rise to power, and he did it in such a really sneaky and witty way that not even the Jedi Council was able to detect his presence, even though he was right under their nose the whole entire time. Now, if you look up the definition of Phantom, there's a whole bunch of definitions and terms out there describing a Phantom. A ghost, an apparition, a figment of the imagination, or something elusive. At the beginning of this film, you see Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn visiting the Trade Federation, and that's the one thing that Obi-Wan mentions when they enter the room, which is, he has a bad feeling and he senses something elsewhere and something elusive. Afterwards, you see both the viceroys talking with none other than Darth Sidious, who is elsewhere but also elusive, like a phantom. Later on in the film, when both Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan meet up with the council to report their encounter with Darth Maul, who is a Sith, and even the council had a hard time believing it because the Siths have been extinct for over a millennia. So, in other words, to them, they're thinking that it's a ghost that they're describing to them. So it just fits all very well with a phantom. Now, to make things even more interesting is the very final scene where everyone's celebrating, the parade is going on. You have the Gungans, the Jedis, the Naboo people all together and celebrating their victory. If you listen closely to the soundtrack that's playing by Augie's band, you actually could hear a little bit of the Emperor's theme in there, but just sped up to sound very joyful. But the thing is that according to John Williams, the composer of the soundtrack of Episode 1, it was actually purposely done because the reason why is that it wasn't just a victory for the heroes, but it was actually a secret victory for that Phantom Menace himself, which is Palpatine, which, hey, check it out. He was also there for the party. So that just goes to show you how cleverly well put together this was to show you who is the Phantom Menace and who really won this battle. And I just came to realize that he not only fooled the characters in the film, but he also fooled us, the audience, as well. Because yes, he did make his presence known here and there, but the thing is that we also got sidetracked with pod racing, lightsaber fights, and the other characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, that we totally forgot that Sidious was also plotting behind the scenes. And I'm not trying to convince anybody to watch this film or like this film or change their mind about what they thought about this film. I just wanted to point out there that there was a lot of art in this film, and whether it be characters, story, or music, or the lightsaber battles and the starships and all that, but it just really is a film that deserves a chance. I always love hearing people's thoughts on the film, whether they loved it or hate it, because there's many things that's even revealed more about this film that I pretty much missed. Like, for instance, what the soundtrack Duel of Fates actually stood for, which is a story for another time. If you guys want to check out more of my work, you can find them on my social media network. And if you guys haven't done so, definitely click on that subscribe button. That way you can get more updates on events and projects that I'll be involved in. But until then, guys, this is Jason Lore with Jason Lore Photography and Films, bringing art, stories, and entertainment.